Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 61 of Third and Wrong. I'm your co-host, Stephen Bolin, and with me, as always, is Austyn at a Medicine Hat. Aussie, how are things?
Things are well. We're living the dream. I stole it from Zach. There we go.
Oh, sick.
Oh, damn, that's why I should let Zach go first. Zach is with me as well, coming out of Medicine Hat. How are you, Zach?
Hey, I'm living the dream, Steve. I don't know what else to say, but thanks, Oz.
And for those listening, you don't know who's joined us yet. For those watching on YouTube, you probably see him down here. But we have the defensive end for the Calgary Stampeders. And he's also spent 4 years with the Calgary Dinos, where he earned Canada West honors in 2014, All-Star honors, and in 2016, and was the second team All-Canadian in 2014. And over that time, he amassed 67 tackles, 17 tackles for a loss, and 9 sacks. And he was also part of 2 Hardy Cup championships with Calgary. And then at the Combine, he ran a 4.73 on the 40-yard dash and pushed out 24 reps on the bench press, just too short of my record, actually, Connor. So we're really close there. And then his efforts were rewarded. He was the 4th overall pick in the 2017 draft, selected by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And in that time, he spent 3 seasons with them, amassing 33 career special teams tackles, 14 defensive stops, including a tackle for a loss and a sack, and a couple forced fumbles. And while he was there, they made the East Final in 2018 and the Grey Cup appearance last year. And then after his final year in Hamilton, he's joined the Calgary Stampeders. Connor McGough, how are you, my friend?
I don't know, just living a dream.
Hey, there we
yes.
go.
I love it.
And you're also Crescent Heights High School alumni, Crescent Heights Vikings, where you went to school with Zach, actually. Austin and I went to McCoy, so we actually played against you, where you proceeded to kick our ass multiple times throughout our high school career there. So things have come full circle. So how have you been handling this whole COVID crisis? What have things been like since you've signed your contract with the Stampeders?
Nothing hasn't really changed that much, actually, because I never really went out or did much outside of the household. Just kind of went to the gym, school, and came home. So right now, pretty fortunate. Got a lot of equipment gathered, some from Stamps, some from just various gyms and stuff. We had a nice little home gym going on and stuff. So keep pretty busy with working out and stuff and training. The sun's out now, so it's kind of nice. You go outside a little bit. And then just doing some school, just all the extra time, just trying to get all my schooling done. Should be graduating here soon, which is nice. And then started thinking about maybe doing another degree with depending how this whole COVID-19 kind of turns out. So just trying to stay as busy as possible.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And as we're recording right now, the CFL draft is actually happening, the 2020 CFL draft. Any advice based on your experience on making that jump from college football to the CFL?
Just be a sponge. Just because you're a rookie, don't think because you're a rookie you can get away with I dropped the ball or I did something like this. I'm gonna get better. Just have the mentality I'm a vet. I'm gonna be a good vet. I'm trying to be a leader and a role model, for everything. And obviously know your place and stuff when it comes to being a rookie and everything. But just don't take that so literally. Try to be the guy who's motivating other people. Still, it speaks a lot of character on them, and it's why I lead by example.
That's fantastic. With that being said, with one of the, well, actually, first of all, I just want to say it's a pleasure to finally meet the guy who we used to game plan against at the McCoy Colts and failed miserably in doing so. So thank you again for coming on, Connor. But anyways, so you're speaking of kind of that leadership and whatnot, but is that my question, I guess, is what was the biggest transition from college football to CFL? Would you say that was one of the biggest things, or is there something else?
Speed. The speed of the game. I remember my first preseason games, I thought I was gonna die. Because you're playing when you're in preseason games, once you get drafted, you'd be starting at your position. They're usually the first game is all the vets are in there and stuff too, and then the second game they have a lot of the vets stay home, so then the draft picks and backups can get some starting experience and stuff. But when you're doing that, you're doing all special teams still and everything, and it's a lot faster pace of game. They're not using a whole clock, they're just going, it's pretty quick. So that was tough at first. Had to adjust how I warm up and stuff, not to exert myself too much. But yeah, that was the biggest challenge. But after a while, you just kind of get used to it and everything.
Then you become that fast guy on scaring all those rookies. And
yeah, exactly. It comes full circle. But I didn't really understand how much faster it would be. But once I started playing and getting used to it, it wasn't too bad. But I remember the first preseason games, it was hitting the oxygen tank quite often.
Well, Connor, before you were kicking ass in the CFL, way back before even college, when you were at Crescent Heights still. I remember in grade 11 when I was absolute shit and tried playing football for a while. You guys got to play them once a week, every 4 weeks or whatever. I got the shit kicked out of me every day from Monday to Friday. So that was fun. But, talk a little bit about starting playing football in Medicine Hat. Was that really where the dream started, like to get into, thinking of the CFL and stuff like that?
It's funny you brought the question up because yesterday I came across like a highlight tape of the 2020 season on YouTube. And I was just watching, I was just thinking, like, I was talking to some of the guys, and like, I just miss high school football. It was just such a good time, an enjoyable time. And just like, it was a special group, I feel like, that came through there in 2012 and stuff. Just not winning the RFC championship from how long, and being hot high and stuff, and like a lot of stuff that went on with that. It was a special group, so it's funny that you brought that up because I was just like reminiscing about the Vikings and all. But no, yeah, it means a lot actually. Like I wish that this will go away because it'd be nice. I wanted to start doing some camps and doing some stuff, getting back. I just think it's so cool just because I feel like football is evolving so much in Medicine Hat right now. Sports are becoming a lot more serious than they were. Having that turf field is a huge thing, and then the clubhouse getting built because of the Heights, and then just creates a better atmosphere for competition. And I think it would be so cool. Hopefully COVID-19 gets resolved sooner than later, but it'd be so cool to be able to like host some like D-line, O-line camp stuff and like just create some competition, have all the schools involved so that when you're competing against each other in off season, when you go into season, it's a bit more familiar and hopefully competition increases and stuff. And I don't know, it's just, I want to be able to do that to Madison Hat. But yeah, we joined in. So I started off with Pythons in grade 8. Grade 7, I was like, I played volleyball. Just, I don't know, like I was chicken shit or something. I don't know. I didn't want to play football already. I don't know. I don't get it. But that was fun. That was something I actually would have played if I could with football. It's just like volleyball. I just enjoyed it. It's a cool sport. But yeah, I served the Pythons in grade 8. And I was a running back there and a linebacker, DN, kind of hybrid thing. I don't really remember. But went through that program. Lloyd Bray was the head coach at the time, and then Guy Crawford and various other coaches. And that was an awesome experience too. And then immediately fell in love with it. Just the competitive aspect of it, the level, just the team concept of it is just can't compare to anything else. And then Vikings, great experience too. Had a lot of fun there. It's kind of when I feel like I kind of stepped into a bigger role and kind of understood that I can compete and be a lot like a great running back and stuff. And then, but back up. Not a lot of knowledge, I feel like, in Medicine Hat at times about what can come after high school football. So I didn't really know that I was going to play football past high school until I got closer to my grade 12 year, until I got some more exposure with Guy Crawford and Aaron Crawford. Aaron was, I think at the time, already professional. He was playing for Saskatchewan, I think, or in Hamilton. So kind of getting more knowledge about like post-secondary school, going to junior college or going to CSI at the time. And then, did some camps and stuff, and then tried to do some stuff going down south, like the SATs and stuff, sport options there. Wasn't anything going on, and then had the opportunity to do a workout with the Dinos. And because beforehand I was kind of looking more at junior college. I wasn't getting a lot of looks coming out of high school. It was kind of slow paced. So I was looking at junior college, and then Blake Nill, who was the head coach at UFC at the time, kind of just hit me up and say, hey, come for a workout and see what the fit's like. And went and did that, had a great workout and stuff. And they say, hey, come try out and do the spring camp game. Went and did that as a running back, had a good camp. And then after my first year, I asked to make the transition over to defensive end. I wasn't really enjoying running back as much, and like Mercer Timmis was in front of me, and he was an outstanding running back, had a phenomenal career. And so I was like, I think like be better off like playing D end, kind of position I wanted to play from the beginning. played it. Then my second year too, so 2014, got my All-Canadian nod for second team, then All-Star. And I think it was at that point I was like, oh, I can potentially maybe go pro with this to see what happens. I kind of just picked Calgary because schooling and close to home. So I really wasn't like going there for any aspirations beyond that. I just kind of going with the flow of things, just, trying to work as hard as I can and hope, see what happened. So after those accomplishments, I was like, okay, maybe I could, go pro and stuff. So as the years developed, just kind of seeing reality, became more of a reality. Did some camps in Atlanta with Chuck Smith to kind of catch up with the D line because I hadn't played it before really, and kind of worked out from there. And then just got invited to the East West Bowl in Montreal, CSI one, and I don't know, kind of worked out from there, and it's kind of been a crazy experience, but it's been pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. Wow, that's quite the journey.
Yeah.
You're from Medicine Hat, and then you're down in Atlanta training, and you're back in Calgary, and switching positions, the whole thing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's just crazy. If I could go back, you think there'd be things I would want to do different and stuff, but I feel like the whole process of being running back has helped me so much. Being a defensive end too, just I always believed in like training with skill players. It just helps you. I think just like by trying to emulate their movements and stuff can help you translate all over the place. So like on the field. So I think being a running back was just like an amazing thing for me to have played and stuff. Just helped me play DN better than I would have without it potentially. So it's pretty cool.
Would you recommend players coming up through the ranks to play multiple positions, or do you believe in mastering one position?
If you can play more positions, I would. My last year, I played some fullback too for the Dinos and some packages for like short yardage and goal line. And it's just the more you can do, the better. Because you just don't know, like especially when you're in the CFL too. Like, if you need a job done, like might as well be you, right? Like you should always have a mentality. Like if you need something done, why not you get it done? Like be that guy that's reliable and stuff. So by doing other positions and doing other things, like it's only going to help you become more athletic. You see so many people, like I wish I played basketball more when I was younger. Because I feel like that, like playing basketball, like helps you like body awareness so much more than any other sport. And it translates so well to football. So like I feel like being a well-rounded athlete is like tremendous because the more you can do, the better, right? And the longer you stick around. It's longevity, right? So I think that's the best thing. Just always try to advance your skill of play because it's always everything's going to incorporate, right? Like receivers on the line, if someone gets jammed, you got to like play hands to get off the ball, get off the line of scrimmage too, right? So like there's different things that translate in. I'm not saying a DN will play receiver or anything like that, but like ways you can incorporate everything into what you're doing, so make you a better athlete.
That before you go, Ozzy, sorry, that's pretty cool because you see all these like tight ends now coming out of college, like in the States and stuff, and they're all like these basketball stars and stuff. I think like Austyn Hooper and all that. I had to say Austyn Hooper because Browns, right? So yeah, no, that's awesome. Go ahead, Oz.
No, I was gonna do an NFL reference as well, Zach. So thanks for stealing my thunder. But I was gonna say,
payback, man.
I was gonna say, Connor, you're speaking to that versatility that really develops as you play different positions. So as a Patriots fan, I know Bill Belichick would love a guy like you having played those different positions. So, anyways, I'll give him a shout for it. But anyways, so just this year, before everything kind of went to hell with the pandemic, there was obviously free agency and whatnot. And so can you just give us a kind of a peek behind the curtain of what kind of factors go into free agency and how do you make a decision on where to sign during that process?
I feel like for everyone, it's pretty unique. For myself, I was just looking at a place that I felt like there's opportunity. I personally don't feel like I fulfilled my role as a DN yet. I'm a very competitive person and really tough on myself when it comes to that stuff too. So like I wanted to go somewhere where I had the best opportunity to develop myself at that position. I played mostly special teams and stuff. I haven't played a lot on defensive line. And my main focus was just going somewhere where I can focus on get opportunity, being somewhere where have people believe in me and stuff. And I felt like Calgary is the best place. They've always been in touch, just through different, after we play and stuff. I just know a lot from playing for the Dinos, right? The Dinos and the Stamps have a close relationship with coaching staff and stuff. So it's just cool to see just it all work out in the end and stuff. And I felt like it was about the best fit for me. They like to play some Canadians and stuff too. You see some Canadians get a lot of love and everything like that. So to me, it's just chasing opportunity. Obviously location. I love Calgary. It's close to home, so it's like my second home. So that's very special in itself. But at the end of the day, just trying to find a place where you get an opportunity and they believe in you. That's all that matters, right? You get your shot, and then it's up to you, right? That's all you can ask for, right? So I'd rather have it that way. Just give me the opportunity to do whatever I need to do with it, and it's up to me to get a job or not, right? And that's what every athlete should want.
Is that something you feel like you didn't get enough of in Hamilton? Is the opportunity to be a starter on the defensive line?
Yeah, it was a different experience. Like when I first got there, we were 0-8. Like it was like that's tougher. So obviously there's a different rebuild process and stuff, and we were able to work our way through the years and get back on top. Through the 3 years, went 0-8. Then we went to the Eastern Final my second year, and then finally, got to the Grey Cup. Didn't get the result we wanted, but it's just a lot of rebuild and stuff. So I feel like was tough timing in a sense, but I feel like the whole process of like being there for 3 years was actually really benefiting for me. I got to learn so much from a lot of veterans like John Chick. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So I had to learn from him for a while. Capricotti, like he's amazing Canadian talent. You have Adrian Tracy there as well. I got to spend some time with JG. There's a lot of individuals, Julian Hauser that's there now. And so there's a lot of individuals I got to take advantage of just learning the game a bit better. Got to learn a lot about the business, unfortunately, because of losing record my first year and all. But there's a lot, I believe there's a lot of positive in every, if you say negative situation or whatever it may be, you can always find some positive in everything. So I was able to learn from some great coaches and stuff. And I feel like it was something that I had to go through and just something I had to just take the time to learn. And just maybe I wasn't ready to play during that time. Right. So I feel like from that time in Hamilton that I've been able to gain a lot of knowledge, understand my body a bit better and play of a game, and to just be able to be a lot smarter as a defensive end. I feel like it's going to translate so much easier when I hopefully get to play in September or when I be in Calgary. But no regrets in experience in Hamilton at all.
Awesome. Well, it's led you to here, so led you to Calgary.
Yeah, it feels good to be back, that's for sure.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, no, and we can all now get up to Calgary and watch. Steve was like right close. He's like a 5-minute walk from the stadium.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be right there, man. Yeah.
That being said, it was cool that process and everything. That's the maturity and everything as an athlete. That's just super cool. And one thing I gotta say, you said John Chick in there, and I remember playing Madden like 2013 or something, and I was the Jaguars, and he was on there, and I was like, hell yeah.
But that's a cool thing too when you once you get pro, all these athletes been in NFL and stuff. You're like, oh, I play with. It's pretty cool to see, and even when I got the opportunity to do the mini camp in the Giants, just to see you got to see OBJ's locker, Manning, and stuff like that. It's just cool to see that facility and what their cat it's cool the stuff you get to see at times through being a professional.
That was in 2017, right, Connor?
Yeah.
That's super cool, man. Just seeing, and now he's a Brown, so even cooler.
Oh my God.
That being said, though, that actually leads perfectly into the next question. So it's what are your expectations for yourself now? Talking about that move to D end and kind of attacking that position, really getting that career side of it going now. What are your expectations on the field now for the coming years with Calgary?
Well, just take advantage of the opportunity I'm given. So if that's just on special teams and just working my way to being the best special teams guy to get opportunity more on defense. And, hopefully I'm expecting to go in and gain a bigger role on defense the upcoming season for sure. So my expectation for myself is just I want to be the best Canadian D end. I feel like every athlete should strive to be in the top at their position, right? And then if you feel like you're there already, obviously you're not doing nothing important. You have to always be improving all the time. I don't believe any athlete's ever at their peak. You're just a race against time, right? Your peak is when at your age or however you take care of your body, that's when you're going to peak. So I just want to be like the best defensive end as a Canadian defensive end, and just to show Canadians can play, and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Meaningful role. I'm a very competitive guy. I feel like I can compete on any stage and in any regard, right? So, but it's easy to say it. I got to go out there and do it. So it's tough to even saying it because it's just like so like cheesy sometimes, I'm the best. Like everyone's going to say that stuff. So like I'm just looking forward to actually just doing it, like just showing people I can. That's just the biggest thing that's burning inside of me. I feel like I just haven't had the ability to show, and I could make all these excuses and stuff up by the end of the day. Haven't done it yet, right? So, but my goals are just to be the best defensive end in the league and just keep elevating my game and just keep chasing that. And obviously, as a team aspect of it, obviously win a Grey Cup, bring a Grey Cup to Calgary, and just do what we have to do to get there, right? It was tough losing it last year, especially being in Calgary, but I feel like Calgary's it's been consistently getting the key pieces to being Grey Cup contenders, and I'm looking forward to getting there with the Stamps, that's for sure.
Connor, I had a chance to see and talk to Mark Killam, your special teams coordinator for Calgary, at a coaching clinic earlier in March, and he has the most passionate person I've ever seen about special teams in my life.
Yeah,
and he really stressed the importance of it. Have you talked to him at all about what your role would be on the special teams yet, or how you kind of fit into that picture?
Yeah, we've talked. We're hoping to get more stuff going and talking if the season was going to start. But yeah, like as it stands, I expect to play every special team, and then work in defense and stuff. But it's special teams is a huge aspect of the game. Like it literally can be the meaning difference between winning and losing a game for sure. Just the battle of field possession every drive, right? And as the years gone on, the more I've understood the importance of each different moments in a game, the more severe it is, right? And the probabilities of them trying to go for a block if it's on pawn type deal and stuff like that. It's a crazy chess game, and it's such a crazy play of the game. It's insane because you versus everyone, really. You got your teammates flying around too. You're trying to play off of them and stuff, and that other team flying around. So but it's a tremendously important part of the aspect of the game. Like I'm not too sure if everyone understands that to the fullest degree, but there's so many in Hamilton we used to watch a lot of clips of like in the last 2 minutes of games or even less time and how quickly the game can change and how it comes down to the wire. And the majority of CFL games, that's how it comes down. There's not usually a lot of blowout games. It's come down to the wire. And just seeing a lot of those clips and how this one special teams play can just make the biggest difference at everything. So it's just, it's truly like the foundation of the game, really, compared to like how the NFL would work. All the fair catch and stuff. It's not like it's a lot different. But in the CFL with no fair catch and everything, that there's so much more outcomes, and there's like how the Rouge and like how you could kick out and everything. There's so many different like scenarios and stuff that so many scenarios that we practice for that because it's so possible for these crazy stuff to happen, and I don't think fans always understand that. So it's a cool aspect of the game when you start to learn it into greater depths.
I just want to ask this because Steve and we saw on Twitter there was a debate among CFL fans over the Rouge. So hearing you talk about it, are you pro Rouge or should the game get rid of it?
I think the Rouge is fine because I don't know how there's not that many games I feel like in like Canadian football history of like where the Rouge has like changed the game. Like it's a cool aspect of the game, and I feel like that makes it unique to Canadian game, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like if we take out a lot of those unique aspects, like the games are too similar. So I think it's a great aspect, and it keeps the game interesting, right? I understand the toughness of it because if you get down to a point where you just need 1 point and they just boot it through the end zone, like it's pretty it's tough. But I don't know. It's just I think it's a central part of the game, makes it unique, and it's something that should stay. You just got to plan to not be in that situation where that can happen, and or just you have the kick out rule too. You kick it out of the end zone and stuff too. So I think it makes it unique and makes it really fast paced with that being said. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like you kind of said, if you don't want to let them get to that point, then then that's kind of where the complementary football kicks in. Let the defense make a stop and
Yeah,
try
exactly.
to stop that, right? So
Yeah.
I'd like to shift gears, Connor, if we may. You're doing some charity work throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. Can you speak to some of that, so inform some of our listeners?
Yeah, so this year I'm the ambassador for Calgary Stampeders and the CFL's Pure Tackle Hunger. I did an event with Crawford, I believe it was not two Christmas ago. We held a little event with the food bank in Medicine Hat, and you come do a Q&A with us, and then you donate non-perishable food items and stuff. But after that happened, I went and did a tour at the food bank Medicine Hat, and then I got to see what goes on behind the scenes and how great of a organization it is, and how much people it's helping, and how different situations that I never thought of, like for people needing it. So it just opened my eyes to like such a greater issue of this, like the lack of food in a lot of cities and throughout Canada. So when I had the opportunity, I was asked to be an ambassador for Calgary. I thought it's a no-brainer. Just felt it's been something that like opened my eyes and messed in the hat. So like, why not? Felt like I need something I should be doing in Calgary. And so like right now with the COVID-19, they're not accepting any food donations just because of what's going on. But they are pushing for financial donations, but as well, because the times are tough and everything, we understand not everyone can donate money, but just by spreading the word through social media, through the podcast and stuff like that, just helps out tremendously too, just getting the word out there. And right now, actually, for $1, you can give 2 meals to a family. So wow. I think it's amazing what's going on right now amidst this COVID-19. But I feel like, it'd be awesome to be able to get the same numbers as last year or even more, because it's sad to know that there's some families out there that have to go to bed hungry and stuff like that. So that was just one thing I wanted to make sure coming to Calgary, just to get more involved in the community. I didn't want to be just known as a football player or athlete. I just want to be someone that's giving back and stuff and helping out as much as possible. So just trying to do my best on my behalf, using my platform and stuff to help bring some awareness to different areas.
That's awesome. Yeah. Can you just speak to, can you just let everyone know where they can go to, whether you said to donate $1, they could give 2 meals, where would they go to do that?
Tackle Hunger, I think it's .ca. And on that site, when you go to it, it'll prompt you to donate right away. And you have different places you can donate, different amounts and stuff like that too. So it's also on my social media. In my profile, there's a link on Instagram and Twitter. So feel free to use those links as well. And so that's tacklehunger.ca. And then just go through all the prompts and stuff, and it'll just take you through the process.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Connor. And you know what? Aside from being the proud Medicine Hattians that we are for you playing football, it makes us even more proud here and how you're giving back and stuff. I'm going to switch to one of our last questions here too. Probably the cheesiest question we're going to ask today. Hurt yourself. So in your young career, Connor, what's the biggest lesson football has taught you?
Shoot. Like, biggest lesson it's taught me is that like how should I say this? I don't know, like just the aspect of being prepared, like you're not given a second chance a lot of times, like, and like the football moves on regardless, just like how life moves on, no one's gonna wait for you. Like if you're hurt because of your neglected to take care of your body, like someone else is going to be just as ready to take your spot and move on, right? Like you got to be hungry and be motivated, just like you do in life. You can't just, slack off and do whatever, right? Like life continues without you. Like it isn't like, it might be seen like pretty savage, but like if you were to pass away, like life still moves on, So it's the same thing like in football. And I think that's what's taught me my biggest lessons is like life moves on, football moves on with or without you. So it's up to you if you want to be a part of it or not. And that means you got to take care of your body, sleep, eat, rolling out, stretching, all that stuff, proper training. Like you got to like sacrifice a lot of things. But like if you play 10 years of professional football. That's such a small time on your timeline. So like you gotta take advantage of it and don't think because like, you're at the top of it, it's gonna last, right? There's always someone younger than you trying to take what you got, right? So you gotta take advantage of every moment you have, and that's the same in life, right? Even in work, there's gonna be someone trying to like get promoted, keep moving up in life too, and you gotta keep working too. So that's taught me for sure the greatest.
Damn,
That's
I'm
awesome,
fired
Connor.
up now.
Yeah. It is kind of a cheesy question. It is kind of a cheesy question, but like we get so many varying answers, and it as much as it stumps a lot of our interviewees at first, they really like, I haven't been disappointed with an answer yet. And yours especially was awesome as far as the preparedness that you need to succeed in football and life. So that's really great.
Yeah, like football is like one of the ultimate team games. Like communication is key and stuff, and just like knowing. And then one thing I learned too is like just reading people, right? Like that's a big thing. So you got to be able to learn to communicate with teammates in the proper way that they're going to respond to, right? Whether that's just being an example, and then having private, side conversations to see how they're doing. It might not even be football related, but there's different ways of handling situations that make you work together and create a proper teamwork. And that's like so applicable to like just regular life, right? Because like not everyone's trying to talk work, not everyone's trying to do this. Like sometimes just talking about personal stuff is what like gets them back on track and work, or helps them in football and stuff too. Because everyone has their personal stuff, everyone has stuff going on in life, right? But like you can't bring that to work. So it's nice sometimes when you as a teammate or whatever, just talk to them on a personal level. It could be a breath of fresh air for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before you go to the next one, Steve, because
yeah,
that's going to be a good one. But I have a quick question for you. Growing up, watching CFL, NFL, whatever it is, Connor McGough, who was your favorite player growing up, or who do you want to emulate a little bit of their game into your game that you watched?
So like growing up, I was like a video game nerd. So like I didn't watch a lot of football, to be honest. Like I just played video games all the time, and like didn't really watch sports, which is the craziest thing. And like even today, like I'll be watching like Nick Merckx or something. Like it's like still like that kind of like nerdy dude that like likes watching video game stuff. But like so I can't say there's a guy that like sticks out to me in particular. Like I was a Saskatchewan fan growing up. I forget what Grey Cup it was, but I forget who it was too. He had like 3 picks in the Grey Cup. I'm like, yo, these guys are ballers. Like this is a Grey Cup, and then like getting like 3 picks in the game, that's pretty wild and stuff. So like, but I never like thought about emulating my game off anyone. Like as I grew as my position, I did. So like the university. I watch Cameron Wake and stuff. He's just like more of a physical guy, nothing too crazy in the finesse all the time. Like he just kind of the push pull or just bull rush, and then he'll mix it up with some finesse in there and stuff. And I feel like that was my game then. And then I'll start watching. I'll watch film on TJ Watt. I feel like he's a little taller than me. He's like 6'4", so he's got a couple inches on me, but his body frame is similar to mine, not like crazy broad shoulders or anything like that, more narrow. So I try to just watch dudes, players who are closer to my body size and body type, because I feel like useless if you're watching a guy. Say if I watch JJ Watt, he's whatever 6'4", 6'5", 265, 6'1", like just under 6'1" at 245. Like his moves and my moves aren't going to work out the same, right? So right. I pick and choose in that regard. And then like when I did the Chuck Smith, I got to like train with Bud Dupree, so that was cool. So like he's like a faster twitch guy and stuff. He's not like a heavy dude, so it's just cool to see those guys. Like Marcus Smith the third was there too. He retired, but there's some other guys too. Will Clark, and I forget the other guys' names, but yeah, so it's cool. Like, so I just try to look at those guys more so just because it's more applicable to my game and stuff. And I feel that's, get the best gains out of it, just watching those dudes. But yeah, I don't have a favorite guy. JJ Watt's pretty cool. Mostly like TJ Watt. Like he's like the main guy I watch right now, but Dupree. Just
nice. Cool.
Size built.
James Johnson was the guy. I just had to look it up myself because I was like thinking James Robinson. I'm like, that's not a person. But James Johnson's the guy that had the 3 picks in the 2007 Grey Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I remember watching it. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How you in a Grey Cup, you balling out getting 3 picks.
Right.
Yeah.
You got Grey Cup MVP that game too, actually.
Sask versus,
Sorry?
is it Montreal they're playing against?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well
that was
deserved MVP.
Very sweet. Yeah.
3 picks in the championship
Yeah.
game.
That's all right.
You're not getting MVP, something's wrong.
Yeah, man.
Connor, we're going to end with some fast-hitting food takes here. Just want your opinion on some varying food takes here. So just as first kind of thing that comes to your mind, you let us know, and we'll just take it from there. So Lay's or Old Dutch chips?
I don't know what those really are. Lays, I guess.
There we go.
I don't know.
Rank your M&M's flavors. There's the peanut ones, the caramel. Ozzy knows them all.
Oh yeah.
The peanut butter one, like the one that says peanut butter filled one. Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up there. Yeah, for sure.
That's your favorite one? Cool.
Yeah.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh. Get that out
There it is.
Are mushrooms good?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I don't
I'll
like
take
mushrooms. I guess I
I'm
should
on
take it from
Connor's side here, yeah.
Steak. Right,
on
that's it.
steak. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Heck yeah.
All right, last one, the most important one. More important than even the one that the lesson football has taught you.
Okay.
Does ketchup belong on craft dinner?
Ooh. So like when I was younger, for sure. Now, no.
Oh, good, yes.
When I was younger, I would just hammer it with that.
Yeah, right. What changed?
I don't know. I stopped using ketchup for a lot of things. I don't like have a lot of things. Like, the only thing I use ketchup for is like burgers now, right? So like
Fair enough.
I just I don't know. Just want to enjoy the cheese. I rather like just put like a lot more shredded cheese on top of it. Get that real cheese feel, you know.
Ah,
You know, sometimes I put barbecue sauce with it a little bit. I don't know.
Oh.
It's different.
interesting.
I'm writing that down. Barbecue sauce.
I haven't done that. That's going to be the next amateur agency test out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Different.
man.
Yeah, it's different. You know, maybe, like, you know, just I kind of mix whatever is going on.
I was worried you were going to go full savage there because you said you did it as a kid. Because Steve and I are pro ketchup on KD. I was worried you were going to say, I grew up. And
Yeah, I was like, what changed? Oh, I grew up.
I was
I'm not
going
a
to
child
say
anymore. Yeah.
How are you so savage?
Yeah.
There's no reason for it. I just stopped.
Fair enough.
Love it.
Spared our feelings this time, so we'll take that. Connor, where can everyone find your social media? You mentioned that's a great way where people can go find that link to tacklehunger.ca, and we're going to link all that in our show notes because we're fully behind that cause. And thank you again for sharing that. But where can people find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Just search up my name, Connor McGough, CONNORMCGOUGH, and should pop up right away. There's just see my football photos, you know that's me. And just in the bio there, you see the tacklehunger.ca link, and then just click on that, and it should automatically take you through. And if you guys need help with it or whatever, feel just to reach out, DM me or whatever it may be, and I can for sure help you out with that process and give you some more information on what's going on and whatever you need.
Awesome. Thank you, Connor, again for taking the time, man. Much appreciated. We hope to have you back on. This was a great interview, probably one of our best, and because you gave some really candid answers, and I think you're going to fire a lot of people up, or hopefully get a lot of people behind your cause and donating some money and spreading the word. So we're really happy about that.
You guys are going to be watching the draft, the finish of it, or you guys watch a little bit of it to begin with?
I was following it on my phone actually as we were getting started here. We were just doing some final prep for the interview and whatnot, but I'm not sure who the riders picked. I was hoping they'd go O-line.
O-line from Sask.
Let's go.
Atland something. He looks very athletic for an O-line. Me and the roommates are just we watched the first rounds. I was hyped. We got a Canadian DN for Calgary, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, he ran like a 5.22 or something like that for his 40.
Wow.
4.54 on his one shuttle, then a 4.6 something on another shuttle, and then a 7.6 maybe or something like that for his L. But like overall, like really athletic and stuff too. So if you're a Sask fan,
I am a Sask fan. Yes.
it's a good pick for you guys. So,
Awesome,
like,
man.
Yeah. See, that was number 6, I think, or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think they had the 7th pick in the draft. Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's just watch. It's nice to see like them get some, getting a lot of Canadian talent out there and stuff. It's cool. Do you guys? It'd be cool to for like get more coverage on. Like, I was hoping like the CFL would get some more coverage on some Canadian guys at times too. So it's nice to see like get some Canadians going in like from the Canadian schools,
Yeah.
or schools, stuff like that. So it's cool to see some U Sport guys go early rounds and top picks. So it's cool to see it all develop and stuff. And I hope this season. Hope these guys can get experience this season sooner than later, right? It's tough as like a rookie just get drafted and all this uncertainty.
Yeah.
Hopefully it all works out for them.
Yeah, we had Ryan Shahan on a couple episodes prior, and he was really fired up about getting more coverage for U Sports, getting that on TV and everything. So, we're hoping that comes to fruition at some point because it's really good football when it comes down to it.
Well, it is. That's like one thing. Like I just hope there becomes more coverage because you see sometimes like path to draft. There's like a lot of interviews a lot of times with individuals who go to schools in the state that are Canadians, and that's awesome. I believe everyone should have an opportunity to share a story and get the exposure they deserve. But I think it'd be really cool to see some more interviews being conducted of Canadians who are attending Canadian schools and like do a bit more story with them because I think it'd be cool to, like, if you do like a story where you're following them through like the combine process, you select your guys who are getting drafted in high rounds. You kind of follow them through the working out schedules and stuff, schooling. That's a big aspect of it too, right? Because I feel like in the States a lot of times you see some guys that you could drop out of school and they're just going because once you declare you can't come back, right? But in Canada it's a lot different aspect because you have to like still go to school because like you can be sent back after or just not make it still, even if you go in your draft, right? Because you have no choice. It's year 4 and that's it. So I think it'd be cool like to have more coverage on individuals who going through that process. You follow them around a bit, create a bigger story, and then it helps like the CFL fans engage with the Canadian content that is there too, because I think that's really important to do, and it creates a greater importance of being a Canadian in the CFL, right? It shows a bit more love, shows a bit more what can happen, right? There's a lot of great talent in Canada. I know the mentality and stuff is different in the United States. There's different, it's taken a bit more seriously and stuff a bit differently there, but there's still those great athletes in Canada that have that mentality and have that passion and drive, right? So it'd be cool to see those guys get some more love and stuff and like just show like what Canadian athletes can do and stuff. And it doesn't really matter where you're from. It's like at the end of the day, you're baller, right?
Man,
Absolutely.
Connor, one of our biggest things at the amateur agency, we want to get the word out about these Canadian athletes. That was one of our biggest mission and vision statements here. So that man, what you said right there could be like our whole freaking summary of what we're really trying to do. So that's really awesome, Connor.
Yeah, when I saw this podcast, your guys' page on Instagram, I thought that was so cool because like, people talk about doing podcasts all the time, but like you don't see it. So to see it actually happening, I was looking through your feed. I was listening to the Ryan Sheehan podcast, and then you got some other CFL guys on stuff, and it's just cool to see. Like, I feel like this is a great platform to inform people who may not know of these certain Canadians and stuff, right? Because I feel like a lot of times, like, Canadian special teams guy, but there's a lot more like that's not the case, right? There's a lot of guys who are special teams guys that can, given the right opportunity, can be great contributors on offense or defense. And it's not just Canadian linemen that are, that can play, right? There's other aspects that guys can play. So it's cool to see that you guys are doing this and shedding some light on these individuals too, because like, it's just, it'll help just create greater content. And when people are watching, oh, that's that guy that, did this podcast, or he got the interview and they followed on CFL. Like, there's just like, it opens up doors for athletes and creates a greater atmosphere. I feel like it just grows the depth of the game and the understanding of the game, and it just creates a greater experience for everyone.
I'm gonna go run through a brick wall after we're done here. So thank you for that, Connor. Man. That's, no, we're really fired up, man, and shedding more light on that's huge. And you're welcome back on anytime, man, because having players like you, gives us the credibility to get more and more people on and give athletes a chance to share their stories and their journeys like you just did, and how you ended up from Medicine Hat to camps in the States to Hamilton back to Calgary. Like, it's just so many cool things going on, and we're happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
Yeah, it's funny when you say like how like of my football like adventures. Like my last game in Medicine, like if I was like Vikings in high school, was in Calgary. And then my first game outside of high school was in Calgary. My last game at the UFC of the Dinos, was in Hamilton. My first game in pro was in Hamilton. My last game with Hamilton was in Calgary. My first game with Hamilton.
It's crazy.
Cool how the process, everything. It's just, I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Really quick, we're just going to quickly plug our socials here. You guys can find me on Twitter at SteveBullen22 and on Instagram at SteveBullen_. Zach, where can the fine folks find you?
I got to go first here.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, thanks. No, you can find me at Zach Foth on Twitter and on Instagram, ZachFoth_.
Ozzy?
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at AustynPaul_. That's Austin with a Y, not an I.
And be sure to follow the Amateur Agency guys on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and definitely be sure to give Connor McGough a follow, and definitely follow his link to tacklehunger.ca. Donate what you can, and if you can't, at least share a story on your Instagram, or share a tweet, Facebook story, a post, and then really spread the word. We will definitely all be doing that here from our personal accounts and our agency accounts, and really hope it takes off, man, and help a lot of people.
Appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does.
Awesome. Take care, Connor, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Godspeed.
Thank you.